following is a presentation of 57 Mountain Sports.
Clay County, tradition, attitude, championships. The Tigers have won 8 of the 11 Mountain Classic championships. Tonight they go for number 9. The Perry Central Commodores blew out the homestanding Knott Central Patriots to get to tonight's championship game, and they're loaded for the Tigers. Tonight's game could be decided by which team's style dominates the other. The run-and-shoot offense of Perry Central versus the physical style of Clay County. The 12th annual WYMT championship game is next.
The 1999 WYMT Wayne Mountain Basketball Classic, presented by Food City, was sponsored by Cardinal Chevrolet, Andy's Honda, White Chevrolet, Johnny Watkins Chrysler Center, Alice Lloyd College, Double Quick, Napier Family Drug, The Pride Organization, Gary Johnson Attorney at Law, and Kentucky Cellular.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. Keith Casebolt with you now, along with Jim Frazier, and what an opening ball game we had. We've got a championship to come, and right now we'll go to the public address for the night's starting lineups with Clay County and Perry County Central.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the championship game of the WYMT TV Wing Supply Mountain Basketball Classic, sponsored by Food City, between the Clay County Tigers and the Perry County Central Commodores. Starting lineup first for the visiting team, the Perry County Central Commodores, with a record of 9 wins and 4 losses. Starting at one guard, number 10, D.J. Sims. At guard, number 25, Ben Bowling. At center, number 35, Brian Kilburn. At forward, number 21, Donnie Fugate. And at forward, number 44, Tim Neese. The Commodores are coached by Coach Al Holla. And now the Clay County Tigers, with a record of 13 wins, 2 losses. At one guard, number 40, Stephen Asher. At guard, number 4, Antoine Henson. At center, number 54, Doug DeZarn. At forward, number 42, Fred Feltner. And at forward, number 34, Jason Hebert. The Tigers are coached by Coach Bobby Keith. The officials for tonight's championship game are Dale Kahn and Mike
Walker.
Well, if you
were along a little bit earlier tonight, Jim, you know that the Hazard Bulldogs pulled out what was just simply a tremendous win over Knott County, double overtime. Here we are, a championship game. Been doing this 9 or 10 years. Doesn't this seem familiar, seeing Clay County on the court, now taking on Perry County Central?
Certainly so, Keith. You know, Perry Central here, a team that has played in this tournament, of course, MC Napier, Dels Combs, but they've never been able to capture a title. And, of course, Clay County, victors of this tournament a number of times. And Bobby Keith, he was not the coach the last time Clay County won this thing. James Burchell was. So it's been a few years since Bobby's been in the championship game. Should be a good one. Keith, you know, we talked about it last night. I think Clay County's going to want the half-court affair. Perry Central going to look to try and force it into a full-court type of game.
Well, the Commodores of Perry County Central will have the first opportunity to score, and Ben Bowling will take the first shot. It is a 3. Jim, my goodness, he has picked up where he left off last night.
You know, this is going to be a great backcourt kind of ball game, Keith.
Antoine Henson takes it to the hoop, and he gets the 2 points. Clay County doing something that Knott County didn't do last night already, breaking that press by putting it in the middle of the floor, and DJ Sims with another 3.
All of the points so far scored by the fellas in the backcourt, but this is the backcourt battle. Explosiveness, Keith.
Bowling again for 3. This one way off the mark. Fugate has it, but he is called for steps. And what an explosive start by Perry County Central. I talked a little bit with their coaches before the ball game. They said they played as well as they possibly could last night.
Certainly so. Officials for this evening's contest, Keith, great pass there.
Doug DeZarn gets the easy 2, and what a job by Clay County against the 2-2-1.
Talked with Bobby Keith before this evening's contest, Keith, and by the way, he said, say hello to my man, Keith Casebolt. But you know, he talked about the fact they didn't want to get in a running game with Perry Central, but they would take the break and try to attack if they could. You've seen that happen a couple of times.
Kilburn drew a double team. Remember, Kilburn hit 7 out of 7 before he missed anything last night. You know, he misses his first shot tonight.
Right. You know, Keith, I think when a team's pressing you, you can't just concentrate on breaking the press. You have to do some things to try to attack it as well.
Well, Doug DeZarn is going to draw the foul from Kilburn. And, you know, we talked a whole lot about Kilburn last night being a wide body and using his body to get position and really posting up. What about Doug DeZarn? I mean, this guy is WWF material, right? WCW.
I mean, got it.
He is a healthy kid. And that time, he simply used his body and his position to draw the personal foul.
How about Doug, the body, DeZarn? Maybe he can go to Minnesota, run for governor.
I think you call Doug whatever he wants you to call him. He hits 1 out of 2. Kilburn will clean it. 6-5 if you just joined us. 1-point lead. Bowling, baseline with the left hand and the foul. Ben Bowling.
What about the explosiveness, Keith, of number 25? Just a sophomore. Beautiful crossover dribble as he went to the basket. Then he uses the left hand. And, Keith, that was one of those situations where the angle needed the left hand. He was right on the angle going directly towards the basket from the baseline. Flips it up, draws the foul. And here's something Perry Central didn't do well with shoot foul shot.
Another 3-point play by Bowling. 9-5, 4-point lead. Clay looking to get it in. It is out of bounds off the backboard. So the Perry County Central Commodores first forced the turnover, that time with the press.
Keith, interesting point right here. The basket, the way it is, it hangs from the ceiling. I saw that in the prior game. You can throw some passes way behind the baskets here.
Antoine Henson to the hoop. Clay County grabs it back with a steal of their own. Nice driving baseline.
Oh, Keith, this is going to be a great basketball battle.
If you love high school basketball, do not blink an eye. This one is going to be a good one. The press again. Bowling looking, puts it off the glass. No good, and Henson will clean it.
Kind of one of those things, hey, we've got the easy one for you, but it just won't go down.
Well, they called traveling that time on Asher. I'm not so sure. Asher arguing the point that he hadn't come back down on his feet yet. But Perry County Central has changed up that press now. Now they've gone to a 1-2-2 and pulled it back about 3/4 way. Clay County will stay with their man-to-man.
Yep.
I kind of expected them to go zone. And a traveling call on Kilburn will turn it back over to the Tigers.
Well, your man Bobby Keith said they would primarily go zone. But I think, you know, you want to mix up the looks perhaps a few times. Looked like Perry Central tried to run the 1-4 offense on the baseline, popped the big fella up. It just didn't work that time.
Henson open for 3, doesn't take it. Down the baseline, Antoine Henson won't go, and Kilburn brings off the board.
One of the big keys for Perry Central. Can they keep Kilburn out of foul trouble?
Then Bowling called for a charge, and that's one thing that Clay County is going to do. Bowling has to be careful because the Tigers are going to lay back and take that charge when he's slicing to the goal. Asher looking down the sideline. They break the press again.
Haven't really seen Asher do much as of yet, Keith. I saw this kid in warm-up. Pretty spectacular player as well.
Well, he pulled up a long three-pointer.
Well, he can do that. He was throwing the ball up on the banking board, grabbing it and stuffing it with 2 hands. Fred
Feltner picks up the foul. It is his first. Each team with 2 fouls in the ball game. 5 minutes to go. First quarter action, 9-7. This one, everything that it was billed to be. Bowling off balance. And Doug DeZarn did a good job of picking him up. Look at Antoine Henson. Rejected that time by Fugit, but he will draw the foul.
How about Clay County? They're wanting to run against Perry Central, you know.
Really surprises me, but I tell you something, the speed of Antoine Henson is surprising me right now. Clay County doing another good job, Jim, in the fact that they're getting the rebound, and they're really coming with a quick outlet pass. They're not waiting for the guard to come up to the center.
Clay County 2 losses on the year to Madison Central. They beat Madison Central early in the year, and then Madison Central turns the trick on them, and also another loss to Jacksonville, Florida. 13 wins, 2 losses. Wins over Wolfe County and Hazard to put them in the championship game of the Mountain Classic.
Well, the left-handed Antoine Henson hits them both. We are tied at 9. Stephen Asher drawing the assignment on Bowling. Nice looking down to Kilburn. It is good.
Nice play there, Keith. They sort of ran him to the top toward the foul line and then rubbed him down low. Nice entry feed by Nice.
Again, the Tigers break the press, and Henson fouled hard by Nice as he's going to the basket. The one thing that I really like that Clay is doing, Stephen Asher, give him credit. He's taking the ball in bounds. He's looking over the press, walking into it, finding his man in the middle. He's not getting in a hurry or rushed. Clay has been pretty successful in breaking it so far.
Henson averages 23 points a contest, shoots 44%, Keith, from three-point arc. And a senior, anytime you can hit 40% or above, you know, the colleges have to be looking at you if you can hit that three with that type of consistency.
Asher gets both free throws. We're tied again, and Tim Feltner will get into the ball game, and Doug Desarn will take a seat.
8 points for Henson, Keith, and Coach Bobby Keith talked about what a spark plug he is, the kind of fellow that can get him going. He did that classic example in the Wolfe County game. Clay County trailing. Henson came in, scored like the first 8 points of the second quarter himself. Got their team back on beam.
Tigers staying with the man-to-man. Sims being patient. They're looking for Kilburn. Now it's kicked away. And the Tigers have it coming the other way.
Tried that same little play to rub him down low. Clay County says no.
Asher steps on the baseline. It is a turnover against Clay County again. It'll turn over to Perry County, and we'll take a timeout. 3:49 to go in the first quarter. It is 11-11. We are tied, and Jim, we're going to keep it here as both teams get a quick break. I've got an opportunity to say hello to a beautiful little lady.
All right.
Morgan Dawn Roberts. She's only 2 years old.
All right.
But she's watching tonight. Her grandpa, who is a golfing friend of mine, engineer Mike Adkins, is trying to teach her to say my last name, Caseboat.
Mm-hmm.
She's having a little problem with it because her grandmother is trying to teach her to call me Uncle Otis. So they're confusing the child, and hopefully we'll get that worked out. But she's a beautiful little girl, and she's tuned in tonight, and we say a special hello to them.
Why not, Keith? And, you know, here we are tied at lucky 11. Let's swing it up to John Lewis, Keith, and see what he has for us right now. John?
Well, you notice that everybody's talking about the matchup between Kilburn and Desarn there from Perry Central and Desarn from Clay County, but also notice when Desarn goes to the bench, Clay County opens up with kind of a half-court press. It'll be up to Perry Central's quickness to try to break that press and get a good look at the basket. Also, Ben Bowling certainly playing a factor here early on. Got to see what he does for the next 3 quarters.
Right now, Jim, there's so much speed on this team. Ben Bowling can streak up and down the floor along with Sims, but Antoine Henson has really impressed me. I mean, this guy has some quickness. He's been a big factor in breaking the press, along with the heads-up play of Stephen Asher. We are tied at 11. Perry County will toss it in bounds with 3:48.
Man-to-man, Keith, here by Clay County. And,
Jason Hibbert drawing Bowling.
wasn't really sure that they would have the quickness to stay with Perry Central down low. But certainly the big Feltner brothers are hanging in there.
Beautiful pass by Nice to Kilburn, but rejected from behind. And I think Al Holland wanting a foul on that one, doesn't get the call, and the Tigers bring it the other way. Henson for 3 if it goes. In and out, almost tipped in by Stephen Asher.
Man, oh man, did he go flying with the left hand. But Keith, right now, Fred Feltner, Tim Feltner, brothers on the inside, and they're hanging tough with this inside game of Perry Central.
Perry County looking down to Fugit. Asher got the block, but I believe the foul is going to be called. 42. That is... Well, actually, they're going to put the foul on Asher. I thought it might be on Fred Feltner. Bobby Keith looking on. He is one of my all-time favorite coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Just a super guy. It's so nice to see him back.
Well, Keith, you know, I talked about Bobby Keith and what Clay County has meant to this tournament. And, you know, I was speaking with some things. He's made it awfully easy for people from the mountains to sort of join on with their success. Not everyone does that, but he said, you know, we are a mountain team. So in, you know, in state tournament situations, the 14th region people, the 15th region people, 16th region people have been able to sort of adopt Clay County as their own. And I talked with him also about a fellow by the name of Tim Couch. I think Couch does a great job also of letting people sort of share his success here from the mountains.
Down to the baseline, Neese used the left hand, and he got it to go. 14-11, biggest lead of the ball game. Now 3. Asher working his way through that press all the way down, and a good lob to Feltner for the easy 2. Stephen Asher made that all by himself.
Sure did, Keith. And I want to get back to that point I was making in here just in a moment. But when I talked with Bobby, I mentioned the thing about Tim Couch, and I said about we really appreciate the fact people here in the mountains, the success that he's had and the good feeling that it's brought to Eastern Kentucky. And he said that Tim Couch has made it easier on him because he felt like a lot of times players from the mountains maybe had a bad rap. They'd go to college, perhaps come back, and that was sort of blown up in the papers and so forth. Now, you can sort of hang your hat. Here's a guy from the mountains who's gone and done really well. He says he thinks it benefits himself as well as other coaches here in the mountains.
DJ Sims with another long 3 to make it 17-13. It has been on the strength of the three-point shooting. Antoine Henson can't get the finger roll, but Desarn is going to be fouled. I think in what you're talking about, Jim, I agree, but Tim Couch would have been successful anywhere that he went. He simply chose UK. He made it to the NFL from UK, but anywhere that Tim Couch would have gone, it would have been the same result. There has been a lot of players that have gone on and switched, and that's fine because you know what? They made their decisions, and I think sometimes Eastern Kentucky gets stereotyped no matter what.
Yeah.
I know I talk a lot with my ex-coach, Bob Osborne, who is still coaching me on the golf course, and he's getting about the same results out of me on the course that he did on the court, which is...
over par.
Yeah, you better believe it. He kept me out of bounds in basketball, and he can't keep me in bounds in golf. That's the problem. But he and Carl Johnson, who was assistant coach, we talk all the time about some of our high school teams and our coaches. They're fans of Bobby Keith also. They had some great matchups. It's always great to have a tournament like this to showcase our talent and get a chance to brag on Eastern Kentucky.
Exactly, Keith. And that was one of the primary focuses of this tournament. You know, now with better roads and so forth, the teams are playing schedules that go downstate and so forth. But 20 years ago, most teams played primarily in their own region.
Clay doing another wonderful job, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Desarn, picking off Kilburn. I don't know. Bobby Keith doesn't like the call, and I understand why. I thought Desarn did a beautiful job of clearing the lane.
Keith, when I talked with Bobby Keith about Desarn, the first thing he mentioned, he sets some good picks.
Yes, he does. and he's got the material to work with. I promise you that. Hibbard hanging with Bowling. Perry County by 3, and Neese really trying to post Feltner down in the box.
Tim Feltner battling down low. Good battle down there. You know, these teams somewhat mirror images of one another. Quickness out front and size down low.
Sims into the lane. He's going to get the basket and the foul.
8 points for DJ Sims, senior. Keith, you mentioned last night we've seen him play since 8th grade. And you see the experience there that Perry Central has. And I think to win this tournament, you need to have good experienced guards who can make the big plays for you.
Well, DJ Sims really wasn't part of the big offensive spurt last night, but he certainly has jumped out to do it here tonight, hitting a couple of threes and now another three-pointer.
They didn't really need him last night, so sort of a role player type of situation. They've done a good job, Perry Central, in shutting down that man, Asher.
Asher looking for Henson. Won't go. Feltner fighting for it. Fugit steals it away. And Neese can't get it. Finally, Fugit picks it back up. Perry County has jumped out to the biggest lead of the ball game, Jim. It is 6, and maybe looking for a last shot here.
They ran the little plays around with the guards out front. Let's see. Great block.
Asher rejects it off Neese. 8 seconds left. Asher down the lane, puts it on the way. The basket is no good, and traveling is called.
Perry Central doing the good job sending people at Asher, not giving him the good look. Here we have 5 seconds to play. Perry Central maybe got that last shot off a little too quick.
Sims with only 2 seconds, running one-hander, no good. That brings the end of the first quarter of play. Entertaining is an understatement. 20-14, the Commodores of Perry County Central on top of Clay County.
Wayne Supply Company and the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament have been a pretty strong team over the years. In fact, we've both grown, right along with Eastern Kentucky, through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to service. Whether on the playing field or on the job site, hard work breeds confidence. And in Eastern Kentucky, Wayne supplies confidence.
Richard Clark here at White Chevrolet, Pontiac, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep in Manchester, where we have this brand new Dodge Grand Caravan LE, completely loaded. MSRP was $29,540, saved $55.42. The white price $23,998. Also, we have this brand new Jeep Cherokee Sport 4-wheel drive, 4-door automatic. MSRP $24,395, saved $43.97. The white price is $19,998.
I thought.
Well, we have another good crowd on hand at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex, and we just simply say so many thanks to Wayne Supply and Food City. They have been spectacular with this tournament. It's been a huge success. Jim, over $24,000 in scholarships given away this year.
That's right, Keith. And one of the best aspects, that $24,000 is matched by schools here in Kentucky. For example, Cumberland colleges will match the recipient for $2,000. Someone who goes to Cumberland can get a $3,000 scholarship instead of just $2,000, and a number of other schools overmatch as well. So if a student desires to go in-state and is a recipient of one of the Mountain Classic scholarships, they will receive at least double what is given them here.
Antoine Hansen picked up the foul. That was his first. I would like to get some kind of idea of the jumping ability of Stephen Asher. Sims can't get it, and Clay wanting a foul, and they don't get that. The Tigers bring it back the other way.
Keith, before the game, Asher was just throwing it up off the banking board, grabbing it with 2 hands as he went in and just stuffing it. He can really get up.
Underneath that time is number 30. Tim Feltner gets 2 points into the ball game. It's back to a 4-point lead.
Clay County keeps going pretty much man-to-man the whole way.
Ben Bowling thought that maybe they were going to try to draw the charge. Instead, they gave him the open lane. He missed the layup. Henson looking at 3, goes around Kilburn, stops and pulls it up from 5 and got it. Clay going on a 4-0 run to cut it to a 2-point lead.
10 points for Antoine Henson. Had 35 in the win over Wolf, 21 last night in the win over Hazard. Great job out front here by Hibbert.
What about the speed? What about the speed of Antoine Henson? I'm telling you, Jeff Blandon, do you remember the guy that played at Transylvania? He played at Henry Clay High School, and I remember I tried to guard him one time. No way. And I was in a little bit better shape at the time. I think Henson reminds me a whole lot of Blandon. Beautiful lob to Kilburn.
Really was, Keith. Beautiful lob by Bowling, and Kilburn uses the big body to block off Tim Feltner.
Clay doing a good job of having their big men in the middle of the floor to break that press. Look at Henson stopping from 10, no good. And the foul is going to be on Feltner underneath the basket.
You wonder if Stephen Asher at some point in time may get a little frustrated. He averages some 24 points a contest. He has 29 in the win over Wolf, 25 over Hazard. And in the win over Hazard, he really hasn't gotten many looks at the basket.
No, he hasn't. But now on the flip of that, Stephen Asher is the one responsible for having the 18 points. He's breaking the press. He's handling the ball. He's getting the ball to other people. And right now, he's setting himself up. You know, you score a whole lot more sometimes when you don't put the ball through the hoop. And Asher's importance to this team is huge. His shots will come. He's not forcing anything. That's one thing I do like.
Right. You know, Clay County, without the services of Dwayne White, Keith, he, much like Todd Kraft of Knott Central, has had not one but 2 knee surgeries. My goodness.
Wow. Ben Bowling almost pulled a Michael Jordan of getting into the lane.
Well, they are getting that ball in the middle, Keith, just like you mentioned, fanning out on the sides and breaking that press.
Well, we're going to have the officials confer on this. It was whistled Perry County's ball. It is going to be switched and become Clay County's ball.
Well, officials Mike Walker and Dale Kahn confer, and they think better of it. You see Al Holland there leaning in for the explanation from Mike Walker.
Al Holland actually said good job. Desarn missed on the inbounds. Perry County Central looking inside to Kilburn.
Neese thinks about it, then goes on in, Keith.
Blocked by Henson. Kilburn gets it and puts the turnaround.
He has a nice touch on the inside, doesn't he?
Nice hands. We're going to get a 20-second timeout. Didn't really know what the call was. We'll keep it here. Bobby Keith evidently seeing something that he didn't like in that stretch of the ball game. You know, that's something that Bobby Keith is really known for. 4 minutes go by, 2 or 3 minutes go by. He gets a time, Jim. He's out with the clipboard. He's talking about they're doing this, they're doing that. We need to do this. In the meantime, Perry County Central has left nothing from last night. They're right back on the court and in prime form.
They certainly are. They have only 4 losses on the year. 9 wins against 4 defeats, but they've been in every game, and they also have played a very tough schedule. They lose to Paintsville by 6 points. Tates Creek in the Commodore 4 down at Tates Creek. They lose by 3. Dunbar, a team that just beat Tates Creek last night for Tates Creek's first loss. They lose by 3, and then Prestonsburg. But Perry Central, Keith, playing their best basketball right now, and Coach Holland wants to use this tournament as a prep for the district.
Asher, baseline, all the way in and laid it in.
Oh.
Here's the move that Bobby Keith has made. Stephen Asher is off the point. He's over to the 2 guard now.
Right.
They are going to get more looks for Asher.
You know, I think, you know, your point was well taken that he was doing the things, but somehow you have to get him some more shots.
Ben Bowling with a 3-pointer. 28-20, the biggest lead of the game now for the Commodores.
You know, he shoots that shot so easily. He's way behind the arc, Keith, and it looks like it's pretty much kind of a 10-footer for most people. You know, it
just amazed me when I found out he was a sophomore. Turnover against the Tigers. Kilburn clears it to Sims. Clay County has yet to go to any zone. They've stayed man-to-man. Sims down the lane, got it to go.
Sims had been kind of quiet, Keith. He had 9 points in the first quarter.
That was a bad pass by Asher.
Look out.
Bowling, and Asher is called for the foul.
Man, oh man, 2 guys that can really get up, and Bowling was going for the stuff. Asher comes in, blocks the shot, commits the foul. Bowling to the line for 2.
Well, you knew something was going to happen there. It was either going to be a poster with Bowling the dunk over Asher, or Asher the rejection, but Stephen Asher did not want that dunk to go down, and it seems to be a good play for Clay County. That really changes the momentum and this game. Ben Bowling gets 1 of 2 to force it out to an 11-point lead.
10 points for Bowling, Keith, and a solid floor game. They've got the trap up here where they want it.
Henson, the lob, Asher, too high for him. Henson gets it back all the way down, and they're calling offensive charge on Antoine Henson. It will go the other way.
Antoine Henson, that's his second, and the team 9.
Well, you see, there's why you don't retire. You don't have that opportunity to rip that tie off and to get back into it. I think Bobby Keith's showing displeasure with that one. Well, Clay's in a little bit of danger right now, Jim. They can't afford to get down any farther to Perry County Central, or they're going to have a tough road back.
Perry Central scores points in bunches, Keith, and, you know, Clay County came out in the man-to-man. I thought maybe they might switch back to the zone, but they really don't have the luxury of going back to the zone now. Perry Central opening up the big lead.
Foul in backcourt on Sims. We've got a timeout, and believe me, we've got a ball game. 31-20 right now. An 11-point lead for Perry County Central. And I got to tell you something again tonight, Jim. It's a team effort.
The team effort as well, Keith. The Perry Central able to do things effectively on the defensive end, although Clay County has been able to break the press as well. So it's one of those kind of things. And Keith, you know, it is time this time to sort of pass along some get well wishes also. Well, let's see. Let's go up to John Lewis right now, Keith, and we'll get some of those other things. John, what do you have for us?
Well, some of the Clay County fans may be worried about Antoine Henson being in foul trouble. He does have 2 fouls here with a few minutes left to go in the first half. But remember, last night he had 3 fouls in the first quarter, went out of action for most of the first quarter, came back in only for offensive purposes at the end of each quarter. And Clay County still won a close one, but he came through in the second half. So if you're worried about Henson being in foul trouble, not a worry just yet, but I'm sure that Coach Bobby Keith would like to keep him out there at least through the rest of the first half.
They are going to have to make adjustments right now. You've got to get Stephen Asher into the ball game. Desarn, you're protecting. You're also Antoine Henson, who has been the catalyst. Give credit to Al Holland and Perry County Central. They really changed up and started picking off that lob pass over the press and have forced Clay County to get about 3 or 4 turnovers.
Yeah. Keith, the get well wishes go out to former Floyd Countyan, now down in West Liberty Way. George Scott's home improvement gone awry. And, George, we hope you're feeling better. Get ready for the state tournament.
Stephen Asher fouled in the act of shooting, and he was fouled on a 3-pointer, so Asher will have 3 free throws. Stephen's about, what do we say, 6'3.5", 6'4"?
Well, he's listed at 6'5". I don't believe quite that, Keith, but we'll give him a good 6'3". He can certainly get up in the air. And both of these teams may be missing a few foul shots.
I don't know why all high school teams do that. You always list them higher, and if that don't work, you take a team picture and you stand on your tiptoes. That works.
Asher's 3rd point at 29 in the win over Wolfe County. 25 in the win over Hazard. Wolfe County game, Keith, was in doubt the whole way. As a matter of fact, Wolfe held the lead at the half.
Bowling working down against that defense. Into Neese. Neese hands it off to Kilburn, and that was a beautiful execution by Tim Neese. And Bowling almost with the steal on the inbound.
You talk about team effort. Wasn't that a classic example of team basketball, as each person with their role, and a couple of nice bounce passes, guys flashing to the right area.
Clay breaks the pressure this time. 3 minutes to go in the half. They're down by 11. Now tipped away again. Bowling this time. Beautiful move by Ben Bowling. You know, each time he grabs the ball, Jim, you kind of hold your breath and wait to see what he's going to do with it.
You know, Keith, I was just thinking, a lot of times some announcers will talk about navel-to-navel defense, meaning facing up and being tough. The way I see it, Perry Central plays NASCAR defense. You get a whole lot of help, and somebody's always in the passing lane.
Kilburn off the baseline, and Bobby Keith will take another time.
8 points for Kilburn.
We'll take a timeout also. 2:36 to go in the first half, and the Commodores are on fire. 37-22 on top of Clay County.
These mountains have provided a valuable resource to many eastern Kentuckians for generations. But lately, there have been a lot of people who've not been taking care of them, creating illegal garbage dumps and dumping raw sewage into the rivers and streams. Hello, I'm Tony Turner. Not only am I the news anchor at WYMT, but I'm a member of the Pride organization, an organization designed to clean up eastern Kentucky. I'm asking you to be a part of that committee as well. Take part in your community cleanup efforts. Call 1-888-K-PRIDE-Y.
Johnny Watkins Buick, Pontiac, and GMC in London has the best deal on your next new vehicle. With the cold months ahead, you need a dependable vehicle to get you where you need to go. Johnny's got you covered with the GMC Denali, Yukon, and Suburban. Also, check out the sporty new 1999 Grand Am and the classy Buick Park Avenue and LeSabre. That's Johnny Watkins Buick, Pontiac, and GMC on North Main Street, just down from the State Police Post, where Johnny says,
"We're not trying to be the biggest. We just want to be the best."
Back to the Morton Combs Athletic Complex, 37-22. Perry County Central on top. Bobby Keith doing everything that a coach should do, calling the timeouts, trying to keep his team in this game. But I got to tell you something. Al Holland's bunch is simply on fire. Bowling, Sims, Neese, Huguet, Kilburn, they've all played great. You cannot fault Perry County in this ballgame.
No question about it. And I think Perry Central's defense, Keith, is the best I've ever seen in the Mountain Classic.
It looks good tonight, and it's looking good against a very good basketball team. Henson, baseline, got it, and the foul. And it's going to be on Kilburn this time.
You know, Keith, you talk about the measure of a good coach. And the timeout, you get the look that you want. Your spark plug gets his hands on the ball, hits the basket, and gets the foul shot. You know, they were down by 15. Now with a chance to cut it to 12. If you don't get the good look, maybe wind up with a turnover or something, the other team hits a bucket, you're down by 17, maybe knocked out of this thing.
Bobby Keith's not trying to win the game in the first half. He's just trying to stay close and get it to 10 at the half. He'll work on the second half when he gets there, I'm sure, but Perry County Central is making it tough. They have looked great tonight.
That was a big possession there for Clay, though.
They break the Tigers' press rather easily. Neese jumping in, nothing called either way except 2 points.
You know, we talk about Kilburn's shooting touch. You mentioned his nice hands. How about the nice pass there to Neese? He and Neese looking for one another down low.
Stolen away. Asher with a bad cross-court pass that time.
There's that NASCAR in the passing lane.
Doesn't get it, and Henson will clean. It's odd to see Henson alongside of DeZarn bringing down a rebound. Off to Asher, puts it up and in. Stephen Asher gets another 2.
5 points for Asher, all coming in this second quarter. He can heat up in a hurry. 12-point spread, Keith, minute and a half to play. Clay has to cut it down, get some good looks, try to get this thing 10 or lower.
What about Kilburn showing a little hook shot that time?
Yep, hit one of those last night.
2-pointer. Number 30, Tim Feltner, knocks it down to a 10-point lead, and I'm sure that's all Bobby Keith could hope for.
6'5" senior, 4 points this evening, had 12 points last night. And looks like Perry Central now, Keith, will maybe take a 20-second timeout.
Now here's the good coaching again by Al Holland. He's saying, wait a minute, I had a 15-point lead. I let them call a time. They've cut it to 10. I'm going to do the same thing. A minute left. He doesn't want it to be at 10 at the half. So there's a lot of strategy going on. Both of these guys know this game is far from over.
Well, when I talked with Coach Alan Holland before the game, I said, what kind of problems will Clay give you? He mentioned about the physicalness, their ability to push and shove down low. I don't know that that's been a problem for his team.
You know, it really hasn't been that physical of a ball game. It's been such a fast-paced ball game and an outside ball game. There's not been a whole lot of posting with Kilburn. Kilburn has done a good job of not having to bang bodies because when he gets it in the post, he's looking for Neese to play off of it. Kilburn blocked by DeZarn, and Bowling is there to put it in. Asher,
I've got him with 14, Keith.
He thought about the 3, takes the 2 instead. It is a barn burner in the championship. I don't know how it can get any better than the consolation game. Double overtime. Hazard winning that one.
Henson really carrying his team, Keith, offensively and defensively. 15 points.
Neese with a beautiful under-the-basket shot.
6 points for Tim Neese, and you mentioned that, Keith, being able to use the basket to shield the defensive man.
Stephen Asher is doing one thing that is really getting him in a little bit of trouble, Jim, and that's he's pulling up on the dribble, leaping high into the air, and throwing the ball.
Right.
And when you get up there, if you don't have a man open, a lot of times you're caught. He was caught that time. Look for Perry County Central to get one shot. Sims on the three-pointer, no good. Henson will swing it the length of the floor, but the buzzer has sounded. Perry County Central will take a 12-point lead and at halftime over the Clay County Tigers, 43-31. We're at the half of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic, sponsored by Food City, and we're coming right back.
Wayne Supply Company and the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament have been a pretty strong team over the years. In fact, we've both grown, right along with Eastern Kentucky, through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to service. Whether on the playing field or on the job site, hard work breeds confidence. And in Eastern Kentucky, Wayne supplies confidence.
Cardinal is bringing the new year in with a great selection and an offer you can't refuse. Get 1% over factory invoice on new Cavaliers, Malibus, and Neons, plus the customer gets all factory rebates. Shop Eastern Kentucky's largest selection of these vehicles with over 75 available to choose from. The selection is back at the Mountain Leader. Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac on Highway 15 South and Cardinal Chrysler Plymouth Dodge on East Main Street in Hazard.
A funny thing happens when a husband walks into a grocery store by himself. Decision overload. Of course, at Food City, there's so much to choose from. But we make it simple, too, with Food City's exclusive Food Club brand. Everything you need for your table for less than the leading national brand. And we guarantee Food Club is as good as the big names, or better, or your money back. Food Club, only at Food City. Even a husband can't go wrong.
You can afford a private college because Alice Lloyd College offers a quality education at an unbeatable price for mountain students. Apply now and take advantage of ALC's tuition guarantee, ALC's intimate size, student work program, and convenient Eastern Kentucky location. If you live at home, your cost is only $205 per semester. Or students living on campus may qualify for an ALC Opportunity Grant, which pays your room and board. Call Darrell or Brad toll-free at 888-280-4252 and see what Alice Lloyd College has to offer right in your own backyard.
Welcome back to halftime festivities here. 43-31 Perry Central leads. Joining me now is Food City President Steve Smith. And obviously a lot of people, when they think about Food City and sports, they think of Food City Racing. But, you know, you guys do a lot in different communities involving sports.
Well, we do. You know, it's great to be involved with NASCAR. But I'll tell you what, when you look at this basketball tournament, there's not a whole lot of things that are larger in this area than this basketball tournament. And really what we like to do is be involved with the communities and helping these scholarships. You know, to see the scholarships given Wednesday night, it really makes you feel good.
Tell me a little bit about how Food City got involved in this tournament. Of course, you know, it's been around since 1988, and Food City opening a lot of new stores around Eastern Kentucky. Tell us about how Food City got involved.
Well, of course, we opened the store in Hazard within the last few months. Being down here talking to some of the folks in Perry County and Knott County, we found out a lot more about the tournament, and they asked us, you know, if we'd like to be involved in finding out, you know, really the cause that it went for. We said, hey, that's our kind of thing we want to be involved in, to be able to give back to the communities.
Any future plans for Food City here in Eastern Kentucky?
Well, we're having a grand opening in Corbin, Kentucky tomorrow. We opened the store this last week, and it's been very successful. So Corbin tomorrow, and we're very bullish on Eastern Kentucky. It's been very good for us.
I know a lot of the sponsors are very happy with that first game. That's the kind of game that will draw in a crowd and certainly draw a lot of people out there watching TV.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can't ask for a better game than that. I got a feeling this game might tighten up a little bit before it's over with. But, again, you know, it's been a great 3-4 days of basketball, and we're just proud to be associated with the Mountain Classic.
Steve Smith, thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you, John.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more after this.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin.
Cardinal is bringing the new year in with a great selection and an offer you can't refuse. Get 1% over factory invoice on new Cavaliers, Malibus, and Neons, plus the customer gets all factory rebates. Shop Eastern Kentucky's largest selection of these vehicles with over 75 available to choose from. The selection is back at the Mountain Leader. Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac on Highway 15 South and Cardinal Chrysler Plymouth Dodge on East Main Street in Hazard.
If you've been injured in an accident, you'll face many difficult decisions. One of the important decisions will be selecting a lawyer to help you. Before deciding, ask the attorney to show you their trial experience, their national ratings, and national board certifications. I'm Gary C. Johnson. I've worked more than 24 years building a reputation helping injured people. I invite you to compare because the lawyer you choose makes a difference.
Call Gary C. Johnson for a free consultation.
These mountains have provided a valuable resource to many Eastern Kentuckians for generations. But lately, there have been a lot of people who've not been taking care of them, creating illegal garbage dumps and dumping raw sewage into the rivers and streams. Hello, I'm Tony Turner. Not only am I the news anchor at WYMT, but I'm a member of the Pride organization, an organization designed to clean up Eastern Kentucky. I'm asking you to be a part of that committee as well. Take part in your community cleanup efforts. Call 1-888-K-PRIDE-Y.
Send your baby pictures to the Lullaby Club, sponsored by Baptist Regional Medical Center.
Wayne Supply Company and the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament have been a pretty strong team over the years. In fact, we've both grown, right along with Eastern Kentucky, through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to service. Whether on the playing field or on the job site, hard work breeds confidence. And in Eastern Kentucky, Wayne supplies confidence.
43-31 right now at halftime. Perry Central leading Clay County, and obviously both teams may have to do a little adjusting, but I don't think Perry Central will do a whole lot of adjusting in the second half.
Well, I think Clay County only had 2 offensive rebounds in the first half. The coaches were saying that the first 4 minutes of the third quarter are key to get out there and to continue to go after them and be the aggressor. As for Donnie Paul Fugit on defense, defending Asher, Coach Holland said, don't go for the ball fake and don't give up the baseline. Other than that, just stay back and play good, sound defense, and we'll be all right.
The Doug DeZarn, Brian Kilburn matchup not really coming to fruition in the first half. Doug DeZarn had to take a few blows on the bench, but that tends to happen. You know, the big guy running up and down the floor. But Clay County's going to have to do something here in the second half, whether DeZarn is involved or not.
Well, certainly the key to them getting back in this game is whether or not they can beat this press. The pressure has bothered them from a standpoint, not only earlier on it wasn't turnovers, but lately it has been. They've turned the ball over. But Stephen Asher, they don't really have a true point guard, does Clay County. Asher big enough to dribble around the press. He's made some bad decisions. They're trying to do a little bit too much. All they need to do is beat the press. If you beat a press, you'll get some easy baskets. Also, I think they made an error early on. They got 1 foul on Kilburn. Never really went back down to try and foul him out. Get a couple fouls, send him to the bench. It'd be a lot easier for their offensive rebounding if that big guy wasn't in there.
If you've not seen Clay County play, you may be surprised when Antoine Henson passes up open shots from 3, but that's not his game.
Well, he's more of a slasher. He is a three-point shooter, and I think Perry Central will be happy to defend him and let him take that three-point shot. They've done a pretty good job defending him. Asher, because of dribbling the ball up the court, really hasn't been a major factor in the offense. When he has, you've seen him try and force up a couple of three-pointers. They've just got to be patient. There is no 12 or 13-point shot. They've got to get back in here slowly, chip away at the lead, and if they can beat the press, they can do that.
We'll see what happens.
Elaborating on the press there, Coach Holland was saying that other than Antoine Henson, they feel that they are quicker than them, and they feel that they're going to have success with that defense. That besides Henson, they're quicker than them, so they feel pretty confident right now.
All right, we will see what happens in the second half. We'll be back with more action. Stay with us.
At Edgewood Mobile Homes, we're your dealer of opportunity. Hi, I'm Bob Foley, manager of our new location in Hazard behind the ARH Hospital. At Edgewood, we believe that quality, service, and price are important when you're buying a new home. You can choose from large selections or let us custom build a home to your specifications. Just bring us your floor plans. Edgewood is a family business where you can find friendly, professional people to help you with your every need. Visit us at Edgewood Mobile Homes in Hazard, behind the hospital, and in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
I'm Mike Duncan, president of the Inez Deposit Bank. I grew up in rural eastern Kentucky. My father, who's in his 51st year as the owner-operator of a general store in Query County, taught me a great deal about people. We live here. If we make a mistake and don't grant a loan to a deserving person, we'll hear about it at the supermarket.
This is Billy Joe Lewis, and I invite you to tune in every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. for the Hour of Decision broadcast right here on WYMT TV.
You see double quick signs going up everywhere, while other stores come and they go. Need it fast? Look for us. We're the name you can trust. Double Quick is the one that you know. If you don't like surprises and standing in lines, here's a Double Quick message for you. Like a good friend, Double Quick will be there. We'll take double quick care of you. Like a good friend, Double Quick will be there. We'll take double quick care of you.
The Classic Committee would like to recognize Food City for their $2,000 scholarship donation to the WYMT Wayne Mountain Basketball Classic.
The 1999 WYMT TV East Kentucky Sport Boat and RV Show, January 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
And welcome back. We bring in now Arlen Pruitt from Wayne Supply, and since the tournament's inception in 1988, Wayne Supply has been a part of this, and no different this year.
Nope. We're certainly proud to be a sponsor of this, and it's certainly been good for our company, and we enjoy being part of it.
A lot of this, you know, focuses on athletics, but obviously the purpose of this tournament is academics.
This is correct, and our company is certainly thrilled to be a part of an academic scholarships that are given away here. These kids are very deserving of these scholarships, and like I say, anytime our company can be a part of an organization that gives scholarships away to kids, we're certainly thrilled.
Well, let's focus on the basketball aspect of it. Great first game here, double overtime, and I know a lot of the fans out there certainly enjoyed that. And talking with the Food City sponsors, they enjoyed that too.
Oh yeah, this is real Eastern Kentucky basketball, I think. You know, you can go down to the Lexington and the Louisville tournaments, but you won't find anything like this down there.
Arlen Pruitt, thank you for joining us. We are certainly glad that Wayne Supply is on board here from 1988 to 1999 and hopefully 2000 and beyond. We're going to take another break. We'll be back with the tip-off for the second half right after this.
These mountains have provided a valuable resource to many Eastern Kentuckians for generations. But lately, there have been a lot of people who've not been taking care of them, creating illegal garbage dumps and dumping raw sewage into the rivers and streams. Hello, I'm Tony Turner. Not only am I the news anchor at WYMT, but I'm a member of the Pride organization, an organization designed to clean up Eastern Kentucky. I'm asking you to be a part of that committee as well. Take part in your community cleanup efforts. Call 1-888-K-PRIDE-Y.
It's 1999. Is this the year that you finally break out and take advantage of our offer? In the middle of a current loan, come see us and break out. In the middle of a current lease, come see us and break out. On the slow credit merry-go-round, come see us and break out. Come see our 9 different franchises and break out. And for the next 4 days, we'll give you up to $3,000 cash back. You'll make no payments for 90 days. So come to Ron Perry's and break out.
Watch the Kentucky Lottery drawing here on WYMT Mountain News at 11.
We're the Little Price Place. Come and see what we got.
Napier Family Drug is your little price place. Check out the great selection of all your pharmaceutical needs. Napier Family Drug has it all, from diabetic supplies to perfume. And when it comes to price, that's why people go to Napier Family Drug in downtown Hindman, across from the courthouse. It's the little price place. Come see what we've got.
We're the Little Price Place. Come and see what we got.
The Classic Committee would like to recognize Food City for their $2,000 scholarship donation to the WYMT Wayne Mountain Basketball Classic.
When you mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be yourself. Do good. Call 1-877, be a mentor.
Welcome back to the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. Keith Casebolt along with Jim Frazier. Once again, we're here for a championship game of our Mountain Classic. And Jim, we had a good first half, and you just know this second half is going to be interesting.
Great second half. Hopefully, Keith and wanted to get along some feel-better wishes, Keith. We were entertained by a group here at the first game, some young cheerleaders from Leslie, Perry County, Letcher County, a group called Cheer Time. And a young lady by the name of Shayna Campbell had fallen last Thursday night. She's in the UK Med Center in the ICU, and we wanted to pass along some feel-better wishes to her, as well as her parents, Roger and Grace Campbell.
Ben Bowling has started the second half the way he started the first half. He hits a three-pointer. Whoever you've had on him, he's been able to shoot it. Clay hits a three-pointer. Jason Hibbert takes the shot. Back to a 12-point lead. Ben Bowling, you just can't solve the puzzle there. I mean, he's everywhere. Kilburn against his arm. Beautiful one-on-one move by Kilburn.
You know, Clay County doing what they can do to defend Perry Central, but Perry Central manages to get the ball. See there, Keith, the over and back, but Perry Central manages to get the ball where they want it every single time, and I think you have to credit good coaching and good guard play for those type of results.
Well, the Commodores right now are simply just giving you every opportunity to turn the ball over to them. They're playing that good of defense.
I don't think I've ever seen a team play defense this tough in the Mountain Classic.
Sims called for over and back.
I don't know about that one, Keith. Thought maybe the ball was hit. What do you think?
Well, Sims says Henson had a hand on it. It was close. The official makes the call. We do not go by instant replay on the calls. The official's word is the official's word. What about Perry County Central now showing a little zone?
How about that? Let's see how that works.
Hibbert has it rejected by Brian Kilburn. The first time we've seen any zone tonight, and it's the Commodores who show it up by 14. Sims down the lane, nothing called, and it's out of bounds. And I think DJ Sims is saying either give me a charge or give me a blocking foul. Call one or the other one on that.
I think that's a pretty good no call, to be honest with you. Look at that cut.
Ben Bowling for another two.
Great pick. I couldn't quite pick up who picked off his man, Keith, but he cut so quickly, was able to get to the hoop for two.
Desarn against Kilburn. He's got it. You know, you talk about the soft touch of Brian Kilburn, but let me tell you something. Desarn has shown a pretty good touch.
Yep. And
Kilburn hustling down. Shot missed by Fugit, and now Clay County looking to run. Henson all the way down against Sims. Basket and the foul.
And the spark plug Henson with his 17th point. But, you know, Keith, Clay County broke the press so effectively the first few moments of this game. And then since the middle kind of the first quarter on, they really haven't had the success with passing over the press as perhaps they did in the beginning.
Well, one thing about it, trust the confidence of Perry County Central. Somebody breaks your press a couple of times, a lot of teams will drop the press. They've stayed with it the entire game, and now the Tigers come up with a turnover on their press.
And I think if Clay County's going to get back in this thing, now's the time to do it. I don't think you're going to knock Perry Central out with a big fourth quarter. I think you're going to have to get pretty close, maybe make them get a little unsure.
Stephen Asher can't get it to go. Nice brings it away.
Big rebound by Nice. He was all alone there, picked it off.
Bowling wide to the lane, and he missed the open layup.
Didn't use the banking board, Chief.
Asher pulls it up from 10. No good. Desarn will be called for an over the back. You know, Ben Bowling got a beautiful pick by Kilburn. He had the open lane, and I thought we were going to see the dunk, but I think he kept thinking there was going to be a foul. Well, the Tigers watching YMT. We're glad of that. Nice, the outlet, breaks it. Back to Kilburn, knocked away, and Fugit comes up with it. It is out of bounds. It will belong to Perry County Central.
Now, official Dale Kahn right on the call. Now here's that first little zone situation.
Look at the pass Antoine Henson picked off, and Sims called for the foul. Antoine Henson just rolled around the pick, picked it off. Sims forced a foul. He's picked up 2 here in the third quarter, and that is his third personal.
Somehow, Henson and, of course, Asher are the fellas that are going to have to bring Clay County back here, Keith. But defensively as well as offensively.
Feltner, long three, got it.
And Feltner will have to bring him back.
Just like you said, you called it. Tim Feltner for three. It's an 8-point lead. It hasn't been this close since the first quarter.
Nice run by Clay County here.
And we're going to get a timeout by Perry County Central and the Commodores. We'll take a time and come back. We've got a ball game. 50-42, Perry County on top of Clay County.
The promise of a new day, work to do, challenges to face, opportunities to grow. One thing we've learned on down through the years, you can't do it alone. That's why we look to Community Trust Bank for help with all our financial needs. They're people who care about our family, our business, and our way of life. They understand what commitment is all about. You know you're giving your best every day. Shouldn't you bank where they do the same? Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust.
A funny thing happens when a husband walks into a grocery store by himself. Decision overload. Of course, at Food City, there's so much to choose from. But we make it simple, too, with Food City's exclusive Food Club brand. Everything you need for your table for less than the leading national brand. And we guarantee Food Club is as good as the big names, or better, or your money back. Food Club, only at Food City. Even a husband can't go wrong.
Well, the Clay County Tigers have made a run. They're back within 8. Jim, they were down by as many as 15 in a couple of opportunities. It could have been bigger than that. Perry County Central now trying to calm down and get back into this thing.
Keith, I was just looking, 5 years since Bobby Keith was the victorious coach in this tournament. A long time.
Desarn is on the bench, and Antoine Henson knocks it out of bounds. Henson has been the catalyst in this ball game.
And he's been everywhere defensively, and that's kind of the key here. You're not going to beat Perry Central with just nothing but offensive looks. You're going to have to play some tough defense.
It looks as if, though, that Fred Feltner is going to pick up the personal foul, reaching in against Tim Neese. It is on the floor. Feltner picks up his third personal. Clay staying with the man-to-man against the inbounds. And Asher had his back turned. That's always dangerous because that outside guy can hit you on the back and get an easy layup like that. Down to Kilburn. Puts it up and in. Brian Kilburn doing a good job of posting. He puts it back out to a 10-point lead.
And he's got that big body. Fred Feltner tried to come with the weak side help, Keith. He just got there a little too late.
Here's Asher. All the way down,
Good
looking
pass.
for Henson. Puts it up, no good. Tip, no good. Asher back up, no good. Kilburn can't get it, and Henson clears it.
Look out, Keith. On the
We've got an
inside.
offensive foul, and it's going to be against number 30. I believe that's Tim Feltner called.
Well, a 6'5" senior.
Both of
Got a
these
little
teams
tangled up there, looked like Keith.
Well, actually, he was trying to clear the lane for Henson. Both of these teams have done a wonderful job of clearing the lane when their men are driving. Watch Bowling
Good
on
pass.
the break to Neese. Beautiful. Ben Bowling, textbook perfect that time.
How about the timeout by Allen Holland, Keith? When they make the run, now a little 4-point swing for Perry Central.
Henson, shot no good. Here comes Bowling. He has a 2-on-2, and Bowling, flying. Fugit puts it back up and in.
Good hustle. Fugit puts it in with the left hand. And 6 straight now by Perry Central.
Antoine Henson around Kilburn.
Well, we are revved up, aren't we, Keith?
I'm telling you, Jim, it's like a tennis match. Just keep your head going back and forth. Neese, offensive foul.
Oh, and the shot went down. Perry Central catches the quick run, but Bobby Keith up and trying to do as much as he can to get his team back in it. They're letting Jason Hibbard sort of control things, and they're bringing Asher off to the side, Keith, as well as Henson.
Tim Feltner's shot doesn't go. That's
trying to get them a couple of more looks there off the wing.
I'm telling you, this has been a ball game of strategy on both sides. The Commodores going to the zone. Clay staying with the man-to-man. The full-court press. And spectacular performances by individuals.
Look at Kilburn, Keith. Look at that hook shot.
Beautiful hook. And the rebound brought away by Henson in the middle of 3 red jerseys.
No kidding. He was on the weak side. They had to have it.
Long shot won't go by Asher, and traveling against Perry County Central.
Asher can hit that kind of shot, and
well, he can, but I don't think that's the shot that he needs right now. And you know, I saw him at half court, and I really knew he was going to shoot it when he was at half court, didn't you?
Yeah.
You could tell by the steps he was taking. He is really trying to get something going and trying to make it going, but Perry County has done a great job on defense, and Fugit comes out with what could be a turned ankle.
Yeah, nice job.
He did a nice job while he was in for DJ Sims.
Gets the hand slap from Coach Al Holland, and let's see if Clay can get the look to Asher. He's running the baseline.
Long 3, no good. Feltner digging for it. Henson digging for it. Instead, Perry County has it the other way. Kilburn, the shot and the foul.
Gee, what about the feed from Clifford McIntyre? The two-hand bounce pass, and the big boy with the finish.
Tim Feltner picks up the foul. It is his 3rd, but what about Brian Kilburn running the break, getting down the big man, Jim, filling the lane.
He did that last evening, and the college recruiters better take a look at this guy, because anybody as big as he is can run the floor with the soft hands. He can play the next level, Keith.
Henson down the lane. He is fouled, and it's going to be Brian Kilburn. Right now, Stephen Asher is posting up on the wing, and the one thing that Clay really needs to do to get him involved, when they slice into the middle and they penetrate, they need to kick it back out a few times and give Asher a couple of open looks. That's something that he hasn't had. 3rd foul on Kilburn, and with 2:17 to go in the 3rd, that could play some importance in this ball game.
Now, Coach Al Holland mentioned foul trouble would be key, particularly down low, and without Kilburn, I think they become a different type of team.
Well, I'm sure Al Holland is saying, if you foul Big Desarn, you've got to stop him. But Henson's a little guy. You don't want to foul him, Kilburn. Don't waste one of those hard fouls on him. Antoine Henson has played a super ball game, and he has shot the free throws well. It is back
22
to a 12-point lead. Sims back in the ball game. He has 3 fouls. Kilburn has 3 fouls, and Henson with another steal. He throws it out of bounds off of Perry County Central, and the Tigers get it back.
I'd like to have a chart of how many steals he's got, wouldn't you?
I'd like to see how many times he's just had a hand on the ball defensively.
Right.
He's touched about everything that's been thrown.
See if they can get Asher a look, Keith.
Henson, baseline. He's got the open lane and left it short. Feltner gets it, puts it back in. It's back to a 10-point lead.
9 points for Tim Feltner, and Bobby Keith exhorting his team on with the clenched fist. They cut it back to 10.
Ben Bowling hit the opening 3 to start this second half. He's been quiet since then, and look at Kilburn. Won't go. Desarn with the rebound.
Now, once again, another critical minute and a half. Can Clay County knock some of the points off?
Thought about it from 3. Gives it back to Asher. Asher to Henson. Slicing baseline, and Kilburn has picked up number 4. And the Clay County faithful now on their feet, and now the Commodores have a problem.
Big Desarn comes up with the hand slap for Henson. Henson exhorting the crowd to get up. Kilburn sits down with 4. We mark it at 1:18 to play in the 3rd, 58-48.
Henson can't get the free throw. You know, Perry County Central, in my estimation, has dominated this ball game since the opening tip. However, Clay County just simply would not go away the entire game. It gives you that eerie feeling of somebody that's just hanging around trying to steal something. And that's what the Tigers have been doing. They've been trying to steal this game. It is down to a 9-point lead, single digits for the first time since the first quarter. Three-pointer, no good. Fugit with the rebound.
Fugit has played well off the bench, Keith.
Look at Ben Bowling.
You've kind of got to give the credit, though, I think, to Fugit to get the offensive rebound, Keith. He has come through with some big plays. Remember the turned ankle situation. And if he's not able to come back in, get that offensive glass, eat some of the glass up, perhaps Clay County with an even better shot to cut the lead.
Well, Perry County going to a 2-3 now. Neese will take the center.
There he is.
Asher open for three. It's on the way and good. Steven Asher hits his first three-pointer.
I tell you, Keith, he can hit one of those. He could maybe hit 5 in a row, and that's the good look that they needed for Asher.
Sims breaking into the lane. Beautiful pass to Fugit. Didn't get it to go. Saved back into Neese, but it'll belong to Perry County.
One of the few times Perry Central has been unable to finish, Keith. You know, they have had such a high percentage of getting down low and finishing when they have that opportunity.
Ben Bowling has had an MVP tournament.
Yeah, he finishes from way outside.
I'm telling you. How this game turns out, how the tournament turns out, I don't know. Antoine Henson has had an MVP tournament. So many good players and so many good performances. And Brian Kilburn, 33 points last night. Don't forget that. 5 seconds, and Sims looking to get it off. Henson steals it. 2 seconds. 1. Tipped away from behind, and that will be the end of the third quarter of play. Perry County on top, 61-52. It is going to be a wild fourth quarter of action.
Providing quality healthcare services is a tradition at Pikeville Methodist Hospital. That's why we've taken the first step toward providing total cardiac care by installing the most clinically advanced cardiac imaging system ever developed. Pikeville Methodist Hospital's new cardiac cath lab integrates advanced technology and lower X-ray levels that dramatically increase the speed and safety of cardiac procedures. Pikeville Methodist Hospital, new technology for better quality health care.
Want to shop for a car but don't want to brave the January weather? Then come to Freedom at Lexington Mall. You'll find at least one example of our entire Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, and Suzuki lineup. From 300M to Grand Vitara, Grand Cherokee to conversion vans, you'll find them all inside Lexington Mall. There's no hassle, no pressure, one price shopping, and a variety of financing options. Give our Freedom team a chance to earn your business, regardless of the weather outside. Remember Freedom at the Mall, inside Lexington Mall.
Fourth quarter, and I'm not going to say final because we saw 2 overtimes in the opening ball game with Hazard winning over Knott County. But, Jim, the fans have really got a treat tonight. Clay County battled their way back into this ball game. They refused to be blown out in it. And Perry County has played well. This has turned out to be a spectacular championship.
It certainly has. And a spectacular tournament. The fan involvement, second to none. And really have to tip your hat to the Knott County folks here for hosting another superb tournament.
Steven Asher driving into that 2-3, gets another 2 points. It's down to a 7-point lead.
Keith, if there's one thing I've seen with the Asher kid, he can fill it up in a hurry. And even though his face doesn't look like he was frustrated, I think you picked it out on that one shot there. He was sort of determined he was going to shoot it. But if they can get him heated up, they've got a real chance.
Desarn is going to be whistled for the foul underneath, as I believe Fugit will be sent to the free throw line. Desarn picks up 4, so Feltner is going to check back in. Now we've got Kilburn and Desarn both with 4 personal fouls.
Donnie Fugit, the 6'3 junior. Had 4 points in the win over Johnson Central. Picked up a bucket last evening in the win over Knott Central, and looking for his 4th point here.
63-54, and the Commodores keep the press on.
Excuse me, 5 points for Fugit in this.
Henson back to Asher, looking back to Henson. They need to get across the timeline and do. Underneath, Feltner puts it up and in. What a look by Antoine Henson.
Fred Feltner with his 4th point, and the brothers Feltner trying to do the job down inside. As Desarn now gone, Keith, they've got to go with quicker players to try to get after the basketball. And, of course, Kilburn not in the game right now. That affords Clay County the luxury to go smaller.
Clay still staying with the matchup man-to-man. I really didn't think they would. I thought they would go zone in this ball game. They've battled back with the man-to-man. Sims in the lane, And they're going to call a foul on Tim Feltner.
That's just one of those things, Keith. You take it to the rack.
You know,
pick up the foul.
When you're a guard like Sims is, you always want to give the official a chance to call a foul. So basically what he did, he jumped into Feltner, into that defense. Feltner's got his arms up. And, Jim, it's always going to be a judgment call. It's always going to be questionable on either side. You know, did you jump into him or, you know, was the defense there?
Sims with 11 points, all 11 of those coming in the first half, Keith. As a matter of fact, that's his 12.9 points in the first quarter when his team needed them to get out to the 6-point lead.
Hibbard breaking the press, looking cross court to Henson. Looking baseline, pulls it up, shot it short. Asher went and got it and put it back in.
How many times have you seen Clay County come up with players that just turn the game around with plays like that?
Ben Bowling shoots a quick three. Clay gets it back. It's down to a 6-point lead. And I think maybe Al Holland doesn't want this fast-paced of game right now, especially with Kilburn on the bench.
Keith, question. How long do you keep Kilburn on that bench?
I'll tell you one thing. I bet you if Clay scores another basket and cuts it to a 4-point lead, Asher for a long three, and that's an air ball. Saved back into Henson.
What a hustle.
Asher and Bowling both took bad shots that time. They rushed them. Asher, baseline, puts it up, got it. It is a 4-point game, 64-60. Al Holland, I thought, would call a timeout or put Kilburn in. He has not done it.
14 points for Asher, 9 of those coming here in this second half. And now we go down this stretch in the Mountain Classic.
Good pass to McIntyre, and he gets the slashing basket.
You gotta love the way Perry Central stayed within the team concept, ran the offense, and got the good look.
Feltner down on the baseline. Looking back out. Long three by Hibbard. Good.
Jason Hibbard with 2 big threes this second half. He has 6 in the game.
Bowling pulls it up from 15. No good. Rebound. Fugit back up and in. And what about Donnie Fugit?
7 points for Fugit. And if you give an MVP, don't forget about number 21.
And McIntyre is going to be whistled for the foul. With 5:02, Jim, I think it's safe to say we've got a ball game now, don't we?
Look at the fans, Keith. They are in it behind Bobby Keith there. Bobby Keith's in it. You know, Bobby Keith is one of the more superstitious fellas involved in sports, and you'll see the white shirt as he jumps around. If they lose, he throws it away. And you can do that if you've got your own clothing store.
It helps, doesn't it? Well, let me know where he's throwing them, because I could use a couple. Antoine Henson for 3. 68-66. 4:42 to go.
Whoa. Antoine Henson throwing them in the bottom of the sack. What action in the Mountain Classic. Both teams wanting it desperately. It's been 5 years since Bobby Keith has been the victor.
Pops a 3. DJ Sims coming off of a pick, puts in a 3, and Brian Kilburn is off the bench. The lead is now 5 points. It was 2.
Nice job by 34. Jason Hibbard, Keith, of controlling the basketball, giving his men, Henson and Asher, shots on the wing.
Look at Antoine Henson. Another 2 points. He has simply been great in this ball game.
Got him with 28 in the contest, Keith.
Sims working down against Hibbard. All the way in, puts it off the glass.
Sims, we mentioned most of his 11 points, Keith, coming, in that first half. Here he makes some big plays now late.
Perry County Central is going to call for a timeout, Jim. 3:44, 73-68. We'll be back. More action here in the championship of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic.
Wayne Supply Company and the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament have been a pretty strong team over the years. In fact, we've both grown, right along with Eastern Kentucky, through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to service. Whether on the playing field or on the job site, hard work breeds confidence. And in eastern Kentucky, Wayne supplies confidence.
These mountains have provided a valuable resource to many eastern Kentuckians for generations. But lately, there have been a lot of people who have not been taking care of them, creating illegal garbage dumps and dumping raw sewage into the rivers and streams. Hello, I'm Tony Turner. Not only am I the news anchor at WYMT, but I'm a member of the Pride organization, an organization designed to clean up eastern Kentucky. I'm asking you to be a part of that committee as well. Take part in your community cleanup efforts. Call 1-888-K-PRIDE-Y. 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the game. The lead is 5. Brian Kilburn is back into the ball game for Perry County Central. Also, Doug DeZarn back in. And Jim, right now, the Tigers in their best position. But what about the play of DJ Sims? What about the play of Tim Neese stealing on the inbounds?
What about the play of every fellow that's played on this court this evening, Keith? I think you've just seen tremendous high school action. Every player playing their best on both ends of the court. Now, a TV timeout will be coming up at the next dead ball. That was Al Holland wanted to get the 22nd timeout. Okay, so he could get Kilburn back in the lineup.
Foul number 4.
Well, the foul is on Antoine Henson this time, and DJ Sims will be going to the free throw line. Well, the Tigers are not going to panic. They have fought back into this. Down by as many as 15. Sims hits the first free throw. You know, DJ Sims really has carried an offensive load here in the fourth quarter. Some of those driving baskets into big timber.
8 points here in this fourth frame for DJ Sims.
We'll get a TV timeout. It is 75-68. Perry County Central up by 7. We're coming right back.
So, you're still having these dreams, eh?
Yeah, Doc. I gotta be there.
It began as a dream. Then Citizens Dream Seats too. And now it's a tradition. Only from Citizens National Bank and Trust. Choice seats interrupt when Tubby's Championship Cats take on SEC challengers. With your new or existing $2,500 or more savings account or CD, you're eligible to win a pair of dream seats. It's a tradition. Only from Citizens National Bank and Trust, Hazard.
Life doesn't stop because of a little snow. You can't stay cooped up. So we cope. I drive a little slower, I pack a few extra mittens, and I always carry a Motorola cellular phone. Hey, around here, you never throw caution to the wind. Hi. Who are you going to trust?
Kentucky Cellular and Appalachian Wireless, leading the mountains in cellular communication.
A funny thing happens when a husband walks into a grocery store by himself. Decision overload. Of course, at Food City, there's so much to choose from. But we make it simple, too, with Food City's exclusive Food Club brand. Everything you need for your table for less than the leading national brand. And we guarantee Food Club is as good as the big names, or better, or your money back. Food Club, only at Food City. Even a husband can't go wrong.
The Toyota Super Sales Event is on now, featuring great deals on one of the world's most trusted cars, Toyota Corolla. Nicely equipped for just $169 a month. It doesn't get any better than that. Unless you combine extra value package equipment with factory-to-dealer incentives for total savings up to $1,000. $169 a month or savings up to $1,000. Hurry, the Super Sales Event ends February 1st. See your Toyota dealer where the emphasis is on value every day.
Racer, I got to tell you, this has been one exciting ball game. You don't want either one of these teams to lose. It's been great high school basketball. What a tournament for the fans to watch here at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex and on television with WYMT.
And now Perry Central calls off the press, and they drop back into a zone on this trip, Keith.
No
kind
doubt.
of a nice situation here by Al Holland, I think.
Well, he's protecting Kilburn. There's no doubt about that. And look at Antoine Henson again. And the foul is going to be on Doug DeZarn, I believe, pushing off, or who?
I don't know, Keith. I couldn't pick it up. The foul does go against DeZarn.
It's after the shot. Basket is good. Well, DeZarn was clearing out. He thought that basketball was going to come off the rim. Instead, it goes down in.
Okay. So that could be a bonus situation.
They get the 2, and I believe Kilburn, or it may not be Kilburn that's going to go to the line.
They'll try to get Sims there. I know Sims has walked up there. Let's see. It could be the old Ernie Grunfeld maneuver. Kind of sneak on up there and get the shot. Bobby Keith's interested. DeZarn fouls out Keith. And 6 points.
He played a good ball game. He's a very agile individual. It's going to be Tim Neese who's going to be at the free throw line, and he will have the 1+.
Neese with 8 points in the game.
And he gets the first one to go. It opens up a 6-point lead for the Commodores.
Chief question, the foul shots last evening from Perry Central, they didn't go.
You're right. And they didn't go from the players who were doing all the scoring.
Can they hit them down the stretch this evening? We'll see.
2 of 2 for Neese. 7-point lead. Tigers had cut it to 2. They find themselves down by 7 with 3 minutes. Al Holland allowed Brian Kilburn to stay on the bench while all that was going, and evidently he's brought him back at the right time. They're back up by 7. Asher looking for a long 3, short, and Sims will take the rebound.
That zone, Keith, sort of invites you to take that shot. They pushed him maybe a couple of feet back, and it just didn't drop. Now, Clay must go man-to-man here, and what a move.
DJ Sims can't get it, Neese can't get it, and Henson does.
How did he get the shot off in traffic, Keith?
He did a double take. Asher down the lane, running one-hander is good.
I think that's what Asher is going to have to do, and you see Clay County immediately going for the timeout here, Keith, but Asher needs to maybe take it to the bucket, maybe the way Henson has gone, to maybe get his rhythm and flow offensively.
Stephen Asher has a good form. He's taken a couple of shots. He had been bowling both, maybe take 1, maybe 2 apiece. That was kind of questionable. But other than that, they have been spectacular in the game. It has been quite a ball game. It is a 5-point lead right now for Perry County.
77-72. Perry Central, Keith. You know, they'll want to try to keep the ball in the hands primarily of the good shooters. Sims bowling. And, you know, they will be the guys that Clay County will obviously try to defend. In that last particular situation, you saw Neese go to the line, bury some foul shots. I have Perry Central 5 of 6 from the line in this 4th frame. Much better than they shot last evening.
Well, it was kind of odd last night that Kilburn had not missed a shot. Bowling had not missed a shot, but yet they were having trouble with some of the free throws. Tonight hasn't been the problem. Two minutes and 19 seconds left. Perry County trying to guard the basketball. Simply trying to hold on to this one and keeping Clay County from stealing another title. Sims gets the inbounds. And the turnover against Perry County Central.
And Keith, good pressure up front. Hibbard, Feldner, and Asher up front.
Jim, you don't have to rush. 2:15's a long time for both of these teams.
Now they're in this zone. Asher taking it to the hook.
Baseline, elevated, too high. Gets it back, lays it back up and in. Stephen Asher has played a great second half. He was held to 5 in the first.
10 points in this 4th frame, 13 in the second half.
Hibbard with the pick, and he's going to get the layup. It is a 1-point ball game. 77-76, the closest we have been. Sims looking to Neese. He's got the 2 and the foul.
Great job by DJ Sims of realizing the situation. You've seen your lead evaporate to 1 point, but he still took it at the defense, found his man down low, and they get the shot and the foul, Keith.
The Tigers break off 4 quick ones, get it to 1, and then DJ Sims finds Neese.
You know, we've mentioned you need that backcourt experience to play well in the tournament. Sims with a big play there.
Neese may be a little tired because that one was way long. 3-point advantage. Clay trapped in backcourt, looking to Feltner. Thinking about it, he's got Asher open for 3. He pulls it all the way to the basket, got the 2. It is back to a 1-point ball game.
You know, Keith, I think Asher does the great job realizing the outside shot wasn't going. He takes it to the hoop and picks up another basket.
Sims, he is going to be fouled. It's going to be either Hibbert or Henson. And right now, the last shot that Neese took, it may come down to free throw shooting.
That's his 4.
4 on Antoine Henson.
Has 17 points in this one. 6 points in this fourth quarter. He's the leading scorer for his team in the fourth quarter.
How big has DJ Sims been? 11 in the first half of play. He's turned around with 7 here to give him 18. Back to a 3-point lead, 81-78.
And I don't think Clay County will go particularly for a 3-pointer. You know what I mean? I mean, I think they're still in the mode to maybe try to get Asher and Henson to beat their man off the dribble.
Asher down the lane, won't go. Rebound fought for. Kilburn has it.
Well, you don't want to foul that guy. I think he's the best foul shooter on Perry Central's team.
Henson back against Sims, and Sims may have gone over and back. They call for it, but Dale Kahn says no, and Bowling down the lane throws it away. Clay County's ball. Al Holland is saying we don't need another 2 points. We just want to hold on to the basketball.
What a great Mountain Classic. The
All of a sudden,
1999 edition, 12 of them. This one hotly contested.
Perry County dropped the press. First time in the ball game. Last 40 seconds. Henson out in the corner. Clay looking. Baseline. Antoine Henson off the glass. He doesn't get it, but he draws the foul.
Foul number 44, GMD.
Perry Central Commodores, the 54th District, 14th Region. You know, that 54th District with Hazard, Buckhorn, Leslie County, some good teams. Clay County Tigers, 13th Region, 49th District. Rockcastle County having a good year this year.
You very may well see Perry County Central and Clay County in the Sweet 16.
No question.
This may be 2 mounted representatives that are in Rupp Arena come March.
Henson's first foul shot of the fourth quarter, and he can't get it to drop. He hits this one, Keith. We're on that overtime type of spread at 2 points.
It is good. It rattled, but it goes down. Back to a 2-point lead. Clay County staying with the pressure, and Asher is going to be called for a foul, and I think he wanted to do that quickly to put Sims on the line.
Sims 3 of 4 from the line in this fourth quarter. Talked about Kilburn being the best foul shooter on the team. Don't want to knock Mr. DJ Sims. He looks pretty good up there. Played at Perry Central on the varsity since an 8th grader. He's thought about the Mountain Classic for a lot of years.
You got to love the coolness with DJ Sims. You know, you can stand in your backyard and hit those things all day long.
Can you?
But when there's 27 seconds and you're playing for the championship of the Mountain Classic on television, it's a little bit harder to step up there and look calm and knock that free throw down.
Keith, you know, interesting story here where we are sort of involved in tournament play. 40 years ago, how about this for sports action? Oil Springs High School, saw this in the Paintsville Herald, entered 2 tournaments, okay? They entered the Foothills Conference Tournament, also the inaugural Prestonsburg Invitational. They split up the squad. On the championship night, they win 2 tournaments in the same week on the same night. That's 40 years ago today in sports. The Oil Springs High School. I thought I'd heard that Inez had also done that back in like 54. But how about that for a little tournament flavor here as we battle for the Mountain Classic?
An inter-squad and you win 2 titles. Well, I got to tell you, the 2 teams that we have here very well could walk away with a big trophy in Lexington.
3-point spread right now, Keith, and you see Bobby Keith working extremely hard. Also, Al Holland, and you got to wonder what Bobby Keith will try and have up his sleeve. I don't know that you go specifically for 3-point baskets here.
Well, if Sims hits
will
the
have
free
another
throw,
foul shot.
You're down 4.
I think you want to take it at somebody, don't you? Maybe try to get a foul?
Yeah, you need a 2-point basket and then try to get a steal before you launch a 3. I don't think you're still critical. 27 seconds. However, Sims wants to make it a 4-point game. He has hit the first. Second on the way. Good again, DJ Sims. And Perry County drops the press again. Hibbert looking to the right side. He'll take it down the lane. Pulls it up from 10. No good. Kilburn with the rebound. And he is fouled.
Well, got a great look, Keith. Hibbert got a good look. It just didn't drop.
Indeed. You got to like the fact that Jason Hibbert took it. He took it into the lane. He got the shot he wanted. It simply just didn't go down.
And, Keith, Clay County doesn't come back, I don't think, if Hibbert hadn't switched into the position of bringing the ball up against the pressure and allowing Henson and Asher to sort of swing off to the wings.
Right.
So he
Asher
takes it at him.
Wasn't in the offense at the point. And, playing the man-to-man, if you remember, Bobby Keith used to run the double stack and let Richie Farmer and so many of those point guards take it down, but that wasn't the case tonight because it was never really a set-up defense. It was full-court press.
Right.
1 of 2 for Kilburn. So it's a 5-point lead, and now, yes, the Tigers need a 3.
Yeah.
Henson into the lane, takes it up, gets the 2, and they call a time. 11 seconds left. Boy, Antoine Henson, if any coach is looking for a guard, take a look at this guy. I mean, he has so much speed.
5'11" senior, Keith. He's done a lot of things. Had 22 points against Madison Central in the victory. Of course, Madison Central, UK recruit, the Big Estill kid, but had 33 in the Lexington Catholic Fifth-Third Classic tournament against the team from Georgia. He just, is the kind of fella, had 35 against Wolfe County in this tournament, certainly can score. You see Bobby Keith working awfully hard, not giving up, despite the fact 11 seconds left, his team trailing by 3.
Anything can happen. Perry County tried to claim a title. Sims breaking the press. He is fouled, and it is going to be 34 Hibbert. And DJ Sims has been knocking those free throws down. He can pretty well put the cap on this ball game if he sinks the 2.
I'd like to remind everyone that following the game, please remain seated while trophy presentations are made.
Well, Al Holland is going to be pleased, Jim, if the next 8 seconds brings what he imagines, and that would be a championship. Sims' first free throw doesn't go. So it is not over yet.
Bobby Keith is looking and telling Henson, pointing up at the clock, saying we need the 3.
He missed them both. It is going to be Asher to Henson. They need a 3. It is on the way, off the rim.
Oh, man.
Antoine Henson put up the 3-pointer. He had a chance. Sims missed them both. What a ball game, and the Perry County Central Commodores win it. But boy, Clay County had a chance to make it overtime, didn't they?
The Mountain Classic, Keith.
Well, that's what makes it so special. 84-81, our 1999 champions of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic, the Commodores from Perry County Central. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with trophy presentations right after these messages on WYMT.
Cardinal is bringing the new year in with a great selection and an offer you can't refuse. Get 1% over factory invoice on new Cavaliers, Malibus, and Neons, plus the customer gets all factory rebates. Shop Eastern Kentucky's largest selection of these vehicles with over 75 available to choose from. The selection is back at the Mountain Leader. Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac on Highway 15 South and Cardinal Chrysler Plymouth Dodge on East Main Street in Hazard.
The Heinemann Pro-Mart Home Center is always there for you. Do you need lumber and building materials? Let the pros work for you. The Heinemann Pro-Mart Home Center is stocking dealers of Peachtree doors and windows, insulation, roofing material, sand, gravel, carpet, floor tile, plumbing supplies, electrical supplies, lawn and garden. The Heinemann Pro-Mart on Highway 160 East in Heinemann, Kentucky. They are the complete home center from the foundation to the roof.
Here's your Sports Overtime Mountaintop 5s brought to you by Alice Lloyd College. At number 5, it's South Laurel. At number 4, Perry Central. Number 3 is Paintsville. The number 2 team in the mountains is Corbin, and Clay County continues to be atop the poll at number 1. On the girls' side, Harlan is at number 5. Leslie County gets back into the top 5. They're at number 4. Breathitt County's number 3. Somerset number 2. And the number 1 team in the mountains is Pike Central. That's your Sports Overtime Mountaintop 5s brought to you by Alice Lloyd College.
You see double quick signs going up everywhere, while other stores come and they go. Need it fast? Look for us. We're the name you can trust. Double quick is the one that you know. If you don't like surprises and standing in lines, here's a double quick message for you. Like a good friend, double quick will be there. We'll take double quick care of you. Like a good friend, double quick will be there. We'll take double quick care of you.
In this tournament, this is a good tournament for our kids to step up their level of play, and our kids made some big plays. We had a lead and lost our lead, and our kids made some big plays down the stretch to keep that lead.
All right, thanks, Coach Holland. We'll have more coming up. Stay with us.
Well, the final score, 84-81. As you can see, the Commodores of Perry Central winning the championship. Jim, I think one of the better championship games that we've ever seen. And I tell you what, don't go away, because the big trophies that you see on the floor, they're going to be handed out when we return to the Mountain Classic.
Get on board for the biggest musical explosion to ever hit rock music. This is Believe It, 22 of today's hottest Christian rock artists, available together for the first time in one all-new collection. You get hit songs from Third Day, Jars of Clay, Guardian, Petra, and more. Believe It, an all-new collection featuring Christian music's most awarded, respected, and top-selling groups. Millions worldwide have been touched by the inspiring words and raw power of this rock music. With its powerful melding of music and message, Believe It is a must for any music collection. Call now to order Believe It through this special TV offer. It's yours on 2 CDs or 1 long play cassette.
I want to drink out of that fountain.
Believe It, an anthem of hope and faith with a powerful rock soundtrack. You better believe it. 22 of today's hottest Christian rock performers gathered together on a once-in-a-lifetime collection. Believe It, featuring the Grammy Award-winning group Jars of Clay. Don't wait. Order Believe It now on 2 CDs or 1 long playing cassette and become a true believer. To order Believe It, call the number on your screen or send check or money order for $19.99 for 2 CDs or $12.99 for 1 long play cassette plus shipping and handling to the address shown. Call now. Use your credit card and you'll receive free a 12-disc CD wallet. Call now.
Back to the Borden Combs Athletic Complex. Jim and I catching our breath, much like everyone in this gym. What a fantastic game, Jim.
Great game. We have DJ Sims with 21, Ben Bowling with 22, and I tell you, those fellows have been bowling over the opponents, and they win the Mountain Classic, Keith.
Well, now it's time to congratulate them with the trophies. Our sports director of WYMT, John Lewis, will do the honors.
Welcome back to the Morton Combs Athletic Complex, the site of the WYMT Mountain Classic, sponsored by Wayne Supply and Food City. Perry Central, the new champions of the 1999 tournament. Right now it's time for the trophy presentations, and we'll start off with the cheerleading trophy. The second place cheerleading trophy will be presented by Betty Whitaker of WYMT, and second place goes to Perry Central. Time now for the first place cheerleading trophy. This will be presented by Jim Boggs. He is the general sales manager of WYMT. First place goes to Hazard. right, now we'll start with the Mountain Basketball Classic trophies. The 1999 Mountain Basketball Classic third place trophy is presented by Vesper Singleton, a Mountain Classic committee chairman, and third place goes to the Hazard Bulldogs. The 1999 Mountain Basketball Classic runner-up trophy. This will be presented by Tommy Hall, the tournament manager, and it goes to the Clay County Tigers. All right, now it's time to bring out the big hardware. The 1999 Mountain Basketball Championship Trophy is presented jointly by Ernestine Cornett, the general manager of WYMT, and Arlen Pruitt of Wayne Supply. It goes to the new 1999 champions, Perry County Central Commodores.
Well, the Commodores, the 1999 champs of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic. Jim, I can only say I can't wait for the 2000 tournament. You and I will be back again.
Keith, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. The folks who didn't come over here have missed something. We hope they'll be able to come back next year, all of the folks, and it's just been outstanding, perhaps our best tournament ever.
84-81, the final score. We'll see you next year at the Mountain Classic. Thanks so much to Wayne Supply, our sponsor, Food City, and all of our sponsors for making it a wonderful tournament. Thank you for watching. For Jim Frazier, I'm Keith Casebolt. Good night. The tournament brought to you by Cardinal Chevrolet and Andy's Honda. Also by White Chevrolet, by Johnny Watkins Automotive, Alice Lloyd College, by Double Quick, by Napier Family Drug, the Pride Organization, by Gary Johnson, attorney at law, by Kentucky Cellular.
After your eyes, your smile is the first thing most people notice.